Just when you thought the world could not get any more mad, it gets mad. Yes, because apparently, then somebody sent this to me, NatWest Bank, along with so many other organisations, now want to meddle with your life and push you, nudge you, and effectively tell you what you should and what you shouldn't be doing on moral grounds, on saving the planet grounds, on putting an end to global warming, you know, the myth that everybody says that is a real thing, that of course isn't a real thing. Somebody sent me this post, which is on what used to be called Twitter, is now called X, so it's X-Twitter. Oh, I don't understand it. And this is from somebody called Campus, I think. So a major international bank has launched a new payment monitoring system to track customers' purchases as part of a crackdown on the general public buying meat and dairy products. Excuse me? London-based NatWest Bank launched a carbon footprint tracker to supposedly tackle the alleged climate crisis. Right, thanks. The British multinational bank system monitors customers' spending and scolds customers when they buy meat and dairy products. How dare they? The tracker issues alerts that warn customers that their food purchases are causing climate change. Warning, Will Robinson. Warning, danger, Will Robinson. This piece of meat you've just bought is killing the planet. Put it back. Go and have some plant-based nonsense. Go and eat some oat milk instead of real dairy products. For God's sake, Will Robinson, don't eat any cheese. That's bad for you. This sort of meddling in our own affairs and pretending that they know better than us. We know better than you. Don't you even entertain the idea that you have a modicum of intelligence. No. It is barking. Another reason, really, not to be using these bloody apps and to be using cash. But let's see what else it just says on their thing. As part of NatWest's smartphone banking app, users receive messages when they are caught trying to buy traditionally farmed produce. They're also urged to swap out such items as beef and milk with alternatives such as non-dairy. Oh yeah, non-dairy, so you haven't got all that wonderful stuff that, say, raw milk would give you, not that supermarkets sell raw milk, of course, or plant-based products. Don't they know that meat has fat in it and we all need fat? Don't they know that margarine, that horrible chemical-based stuff, has been proved to be lethal? And that actually butter is a far, far better and healthier thing. It's what we used to do, and my goodness, do you know what? We managed to get to this point in our lives without the aid of science and without the aid of banking apps tracking everything that we do. A friend of mine said that Tesco's is doing a similar thing with their club card. That the other day he had a message saying that he'd bought things that had too much salt in it, and he was advised to put some of these things back and reduce his salt intake. Do we not know that salt, actually proper salt, that's like Celtic sea salt or Himalayan salt, is actually good for you, and chances are we don't have enough of it because it helps get liquid like water, you know, the stuff of life, into the cell of the body. Yes, you can tell I've been on a Barbara O'Neill health resort thing. Well, actually, I was emceeing, but there we are. And if you didn't see the interview with Barbara O'Neill, do check it out. I'll leave the link in the reception. I'll leave the link in the reception, so go and check that one out. Thank you very much. Every one a gem, none of them funny. Let us move on. In addition, users are urged to try adding tofu, or however you pronounce that. Tofu, is it? Tofu. Yes, try some tofu, lentils and other alternatives into their diets as substitutes for eating meat. Thanks. No thank you. I like a nice piece of rump steak. Thank you very much. The bank doesn't draw the line at food, however, and seeks to push the green agenda into all aspects of customer spending. The app also suggests buying more second-hand clothes, well, I don't mind that, and taking fewer flights, well, it's none of their bloody business, in order to comply with the net zero targets of the World Economic Forum. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. in bed with the inbred. Additional warning messages from the bank tell customers to switch off tumble dryers, share car journeys, and wash clothes in cold water. Yep. Now, I'm somebody who would argue that we need to go back very much to the old days, the analog days, and get away from the digital world. I have an interview on the channel which will tell you about smartphones and how they are not only recording our data and knowing stuff about us, but also influencing our mind with various suggestions to keep us in a low vibration, and that's coming up on the channel very soon. And it may be on the channel already, depending on when you watch this video, obviously. But there are some things that these zealous people who want to control our lives, it's too much. It's far too much. It's none of their bloody business, actually. Thank you very much. I do think that consumerism is out of control, that most people are trying to buy all sorts of stuff which they don't need in the search of happiness. And actually the true sense of happiness is not a search out there. It's a search in here, in our mental, spiritual world. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be buying red meat or white meat or any kind of meat, or indeed proper healthy dairy products such as cheese and milk. I've just been given a sign from the lovely Julia off stage and says dairy and milk can be more local, unlike many of the alternatives. And that's very true. And that's why we need many more farms, small local farms, giving us produce which is obviously seasonal and as healthy as possible and local, so that you get it fresher and better for you. Thank you, lovely Julia, sitting on the side there. Let's go and have a look at this, which is from the NatWest themselves, and see what evil nonsense they're spouting. This is it. This is the carbon footprint tracker. And you can go on their website and have a look for it. Says it tells you, what is carbon footprint? What is it? Carbon footprint is the impact on the climate as we go about our daily lives. It's the impact of the greenhouse gases emitted from each decision we make throughout the day. And we're going to tell you how to live your life. Yes, thank you. What can I do in the carbon footprint tracker? You could go and commit suicide, I suppose. That would save the planet, wouldn't it? You can view your monthly estimated carbon footprint, helping you to understand the environmental impact of your everyday spending. You can slap your wrist or berate yourself, or you could throw yourself off a cliff if you really felt like it. Thanks, Carbon Tracker. That's very kind of you. Why is my carbon footprint changed? There's a good question. We occasionally carry out work to improve the accuracy and the way that we're going to intimidate you left, right and centre. In fact, our carbon footprint tracker will make the supermarket have a big alert. The red lights will flash and a large pointer will come down to you to say, you are a meat buyer, you are buying dairy products, you must be exterminated. This is the sort of nonsense, and sadly young people will be buying into this because they've not been around long enough to realise there was a world before the digital load of old crap that we've been given. And of course they're now so used to paying with their phone on their things, allowing the information of their life to be sucked out. And yet you try telling them. I had a word with my son yesterday, shut me down again. This is another reason why cash, that private thing, even though it's fiat currency, I grant you, and it's a debt-based type of currency, we obviously need not a debt-based kind of currency. We need to be dealing in proper currency, like proper money, I should say, like gold and silver and things like that, or gold backs, as the lovely Julia has one in her purse all the time and flashes it at me. Which is very nice. But we need to deal in something like that because cash is still a private. I thought you were going to pass me one then. Cash is still a private thing. It is still a private you have a conversation with somebody and you go to agree to buy something nobody else needs. No, nobody needs to come hurrying along and going, oh, sorry, I think you're buying some meat and that meat's far too bad for the environment. We've got to kill all the cows. We've got to get rid of them. We've got to exterminate all the cows and the pigs and the chickens. We've got to invent something like bird flu, or we've got to have more TB closing down the farmers. We know what's going on. We know exactly what's going on. Message come from the other side here. This is a goldback, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, and with this goldback, if you could convince your farm shop to accept goldbacks, they would be having real money, and you could exchange that value for real food. There's a thought for you. Thank you very much. Suddenly being grabbed back by, I was going to put it in my jacket pocket and try and escape. But no, not allowed to do that. Anyway, there you are, ladies and gentlemen. Another of these money-coddling, interfering, load of old nonsense, driven probably by the government, by the bankers, to interfere with your life and say, oh dear, you're doing a bad thing. Well, you can bog off. If I was with NatWest, and fortunately I'm not, I would certainly be withdrawing all my money and going elsewhere. What a bloody nerve. Till next time, thanks for watching.